Hello from day 2 in Zakopane. I am enjoying my morning coffee with this gorgeous view that you can see. It is so calm and peaceful here. It's actually very nice. Somebody recommended this to Parachai at the supermarket yesterday, and so it's been a bit of a not mess, but it's not going exactly as we planned because for the very first time I think we've not carried a lot of food while traveling with us. And last night we realized that food situation for where we're staying is quite an issue because there's very few places over here that you can actually go get food from, and the commute is really long to the center where there are most of the places. So you have to be closer to the center to be able to get food, and when you're closer to the center you miss out on like homes with such views. So I think last evening was a bit of like a back and forth in terms of food. We went to the supermarket. Funnily, all the supermarkets here are like really tiny stores, and they remind me back of the convenience stores back at home, the regular size. So here the supermarkets across Europe that we've been to, they've been like really big. So obviously with a smaller store, the options also reduce. And yeah, so I think finding food for at least last evening's dinner was a bit of a mess for us. Other than that, so yeah, it's a little sunny right now, but it had been raining on and off in the morning. Otherwise, our original plan was to go on like a little trail, um because there are these walking trails towards the mountains from the backyard of our property, and unfortunately we haven't been able to do that. um, so now we have like the rest of today and maybe like a bit of breakfast time tomorrow morning before we head back to Krakow, and we are intended on making the most of the day. For the morning coffee, we just picked some instant coffee from the supermarket, and at least I have my coffee in place, my hot water in place. Now we need food, and now we need to go explore a lot more of Zakopane and hopefully do at least a small part of the mountain trails if that's possible and if the weather is supportive. So, yeah, let's get started with today. So as soon as both of us got ready, I finished my coffee. We figured that we should immediately head to the center because we needed food and there were really limited options, particularly for Parachai because he is a very strict vegetarian. So we really thought that going to the center is a better idea because we might at least get vegan options since veganism is more easily accepted over here. Now there's this difference between veganism and vegetarianism. Like you'll see a lot of menus would say that this is a vegetarian option, and there will also be the vegan option. But when you check with a lot of them, if the vegetarian option includes egg, they will say yes. So basically it's like egg is considered vegetarian over here. So if you do get excited and if you are like a pure vegetarian who does not even eat egg, it's something you should, it's always a wise option. Translated, that's what Parachai just did. Get the question translated in the local language, check with them, it doesn't hurt to ask. It's always better than like regretting it after you've ordered. So anyway, we were lucky that the bus was scheduled right around the time that we wanted to leave. So where we're staying, the frequency of buses is not a lot, but yeah, it took us about 15 minutes to get to the center, and then we quickly looked up Google for like restaurant recommendations nearby, and we've come to this place called Bar Gorski. Now it's almost lunchtime I think, but this place is so full. It's pretty cheap. And I'm sure looking at how much people are enjoying the meals around them, the food has to be really good. So I told Parichay that listen, I can't take any more pizza or fries that we had for dinner last night. So we're finally, with this meal, we're going to start tasting Polish food. I have ordered for potato pancakes, which potentially do contain eggs. And Parichay is going to try out the pierogis, the sheep cheese pierogis, which I might only taste because cheese and me really don't go very well. And yeah, I mean, like, Parichay ordered for a coffee, I ordered for a small beer. We're waiting for our pierogis and pancakes, which I think are already here. So after we've like eaten, we can get back to exploring. And damn, that looks really good. I'm gonna show you. Those are the sheep cheese pierogis. You can see the steam coming off them. And these are my potato pancakes. I'm gonna eat all of them because Parichay can't. And these items are Polish items, so they're very easily available in almost every restaurant, every cafe over here. You can check the menu. I'm going to taste it and I'm going to let you know what my experience is like. I mean, should you stay then?
At first, it doesn't have a taste at all, like it's neutral. But when you eat it, you get this taste of sheep cheese, which is not very salty, but it's just perfect. If this was in India, we would have served it with chutneys and all. We made it more chatakedar. But I'm liking it. I like cheese. I like whatever this thing is. मैं तो खाऊंगा 10 के 10 आराम से. और अब परंपरा ना, she is not fond of cheese anyway, right? फिर भी मैं उसको बोला हूँ taste कर लें because she tastes everything, so that way she is nicer than me.
Just see, this is what the center of the filling looks like.
That's sheep cheese.
I'm honestly scared. I mean, I hope it doesn't taste like milk. But
It doesn't taste like milk. पहले तो टेस्ट ही नहीं आएगा, फिर थोड़ा थोड़ा चीज़ का टेस्ट आएगा. Then you're like, अरे ये तो अच्छा है, very mild, very nice.
it's like you've dubbed everything that's going on in my mind. But there's this very interesting khatas that comes into somewhere, I think a couple of seconds after you've taken the bite. I'm gonna have
कांदा
it.
भी खा लो, थोड़ा फ्लेवर आ रहा
I love kanda.
है.
So I'm quite, yeah. I think the kanda might add a little bit of sweetness to
yeah.
it. It's nice fried kanda.
क्या बात है. I was not expecting परंपरा पूरी पिरोगी खा जाएगी शीप वाली, पर उसने खा ली. शीप चीज़ वाली, शीप वाली नहीं है, मतलब खाना टेढ़ा मत सोचना. Like it?
I mean, it's definitely very similar to momos, modak,
Lot of things.
a lot of things that we've eaten before. I feel you should really have it with the kanda because the range of flavors really increases. It's such a small addition, but really nice. And I'm really looking forward to having more pierogis with a different stuff. To be honest, I do feel by the look of it that it's a lot like a lot of Indian dishes that we have, like a chilla or a thali peet, but the one made with potato. I can finish this all. I love it.
Really?
This feels such a close to home dish. So not Polish, but I think anybody who gets the importance of potatoes and who can make pancakes out of potatoes.
How similar is it to roasting?
Very, very similar. Yeah, like I could, as always, maybe add a bit of salt and pepper for some additional flavoring. But I don't know where they've used egg in this, but
To make the batter probably.
the beer is great as well. So this beer had no name. It was just a very, like, they call beer Pivo over here. So the menu said 300 ml, 500 ml, and that's it. There was no name, nothing. So this is the house beer, and it's really, really nice. I think we can get, this is actually the brand Taiski.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and you can even see it on the beer tap over there. But that's all they serve, and really smooth beer. Goes really great with these potato pancakes. I've found comfort food in Poland. That was bar Polski with its elaborate. So brunch was fantastic. To be honest, it was very heavy because we just went. We wanted to try out 2 different delicacies. So Parcha and I ordered 2 separate dishes, which we usually avoid because we know that we're not like big on appetite. We just like the flavors. So we ended up ordering 2 dishes, and it was so hard to finish it. And I think there's no issue in really ordering extra. It's not about the money. We just hate wasting food. So I think it took a while to finish as much as we could. So we've decided now that whatever we order here, even if it's not completely in compliance with the cultural norms or whatever, we're still going to start by ordering 1 dish unless there's something else which contains like a non-vegetarian element that I really want to try. Anyway, now we need to digest our food as well as check out one of the most happening streets, the center of Zakopane. So we've come here and we'll be walking through the street and we'll be taking you along with us. So this is going to be exciting. Are you excited to try out?
Of course.
I mean, we walked a little bit because we thought let's start from the beginning. I don't think we've really found the beginning, but whatever little we walked.
This is the beginning, so we are just trying to walk.
So whatever little we walked through, we really thought it was like nice, very beautiful. Particularly the structures here. I think looking at all of this, I feel Poland is so underrated as a destination, and this is just one town that we're exploring. So I mean, I think if we were to explore an entire country, it would be a whole other experience.
Yep.
And it's so big. The food portions are big, the city, the place is big, the structures are amazing, and we're going to check that out right away. Is it even a European city if you don't find a horse in the middle of the old town? So this building, I mean, I don't know if it's a building, it's a house, but it's such a fascinating structure. Have you been able to figure ये क्या है?
मेरे को स्वामीनारायण मंदिर लग रहा है एकदम सेम टू सेम. बहुत मस्त लग रहा है लेकिन.
I mean, yeah, just it's a whole. It's a completely wooden structure. This one's like a balcony. It looks like it has shops in here. And some desserts smell really amazing. I only see them selling shoes. So this entire structure is dedicated only to sell shoes and sneakers. I think that's crazy. The entire structure looks like यहाँ पे सिर्फ जूते बेच रहे हैं.
But it's so beautiful. Especially see that part, it's amazing. And there is one more wooden house here, which is again like
This
so
one looks
pretty.
like a restaurant.
It is a restaurant, but this is... See, I could live in one of these houses. They look nice. This full street, like there are no vehicles allowed. Only people are allowed to walk. They have all the possible shopping needs shops. And this is also the one of the main attractions of Zakopane. Like walking down the street is one of these attractions because it's so pretty. Like if you see, it's full of shades, full of amazing buildings and restaurants, cafes, shopping centers, and there is a lot. ये देखो literally बालों की दुकान, कलरफुल रंग बिरंगी बालों की दुकान. परंपरा इन नेचुरल हैबिटेट, उसको मग्स मिल गए.
डायरीज भी है.
Look at one more pretty building. It's a restaurant. Just so perfect. And you see this cart. They sell like traditional sheep cheese and honey and jam, etc. And this is like those traditional donuts, I guess. सेफ्टी फर्स्ट, बॉटल ना कहीं गिर जाए हमारी. It's cold. It's really cold. पानी का जो टेक्सचर है, it's very amazing, and the aftertaste.
Oh God, what the hell is that?
I'm trying to become a food blogger also.
Okay.
Boy.
Welcome to the heart of the street. सारी मेजर चीज़ें यहाँ पे हैं. और ये भी है. यहाँ आइसक्रीम इतना पॉपुलर हो और इंडियन यहाँ पे आए वो क्या ही बता करेगा ना. और यहाँ पे कोई स्ट्रीट कॉन्सेप्ट चल रहा है. इस म्यूजिशियन के बस्टर्स का. Let's check that out.
You know, when the street ends and you see those mountains up on top, like there, those are the Tatra mountain range, which is very popular among Polish people, among even Europeans as well, people who love skiing. And so when it's winter, obviously people come and do a lot of skiing here. But right now people are just here to like get away from the sun and the summer, like us, and to experience some coldness, at least in this heat wave that's going on across Europe.
But I really think that, I mean, in winters, this place must be like 100 times more magical, and rightly so, because it is the winter capital. So I think with the entire Christmas market vibe, and with lit up streets and this entire vibe, 100 times more, with everything being Christmassy and snowy. Of course it'll be cold, but it'll be so much nicer to actually come back here in winters, and I really hope that we can do it.
We've seen pictures of this place in winter, and it's like fully white, and there are these sparkling lights, red, green, yellow, all across this street that we are walking. And I'm sure it must be magical with all those wooden buildings and people just here drinking their coffees or mulled beer. They shouldn't, but mulled beer. I'm sure mulled wine bhi milti hogi tabhi. And yeah, I think one thing we should learn, I think both of us, we need to learn, is at least do one winter sport here, so that we can come to these places and do something. We tried skiing in Switzerland, didn't work out, but yeah, we should give it another shot.
I would say more than a winter sport, a winter activity, yes, for sure. And I think one more thing that I've been realizing, given that we only have about half a day more over here, that you really need to have more time, especially if you want to go on trails, on hiking trails, if you want to do activities which could be weather dependent, which require you to do a lot more, than just maybe exploring the main city square. So I think having a lot more time, at least 2 extra days, is very essential, and it's not even expensive. I mean, given the kind of prices that we paid for our accommodation, for the food here, I think once you get here, the cost of living isn't a lot. So I think that way this is a very budget-friendly destination, and there is a lot to do. But I think the planning and the time are two factors which play very, very important roles in here.
We still haven't booked Krakow ka accommodation. Do you want to extend?
Well, we do have a bus that we booked, which was also super cheap. But yeah, I think let's speed up
to the
and because I don't want to go to Krakow and feel we should have had more time here. And especially now that we really want to travel slow and get a better sense of the places, the culture, the experiences. I think this is going to be an interesting transition for us from like hop, skip and jumping places.